Oh, sheesh. Nah. Wow, it disappeared. Sorry, sorry, sorry. So it seems like I can't minimize it. I can't minimize it, my brothers. Just wait, there's vehicle. I can't talk yet, there's vehicles. Nice. Nice. Lol. Hey, what's up, guys? This is gonna be an unnatural live stream for me because we ain't gonna do any gaming on here. In fact, I might even add this into my secret unlisted videos on this on my channel right here. Yeah, that's my channel. Lol. So, what are we gonna talk about here? Let me get this straightforward. As you see on my title, yeah, my experience on OJT. I'm gonna talk about the what does it mean? I think it means on the job training, something like that. Let me. Yep, on the job training, I was right. So okay, so we're gonna talk about my experience on our OJT and why I call it. It was a nightmare. I will give you a context in here. I my experience, this is my experience. This is not applied to pretty much all people out there doing OJT stuff. They might even say that it might, it feels good to them. It's enjoyable. They feel, they feel something, they feel the enjoyment while doing their OJT. And there's some of people like me that I call it a nightmare. But I will say to you that, yeah, just take it as a grain of salt, because the problem here is this is my experience. So there's a chances are that it might not be applied into your experience. So as I said to you, take this video as a grain of salt and don't rely this, because I don't rely on this as as a justification, because this is my experience only. So yeah. So anyways, we were doing OJT, which is pretty normal when you're going into when before you reach college, because you had to do it, because you need to experience what is the nightmares of the capitalism, jobs on capitalism be like. So you gotta have that experience. So of course, all of us, majority of us, got into OJT, which is, you already know what it means. It means on the job training, which is, as the name implies, you will be sent into you will be sent into a field that, being selected by your teacher on your work immersion subject, because because we have a subject called work immersion. And yeah, so you get to experience it. They will give you it. It also depends on the school. It also depends on the school if they will give you 3 months. If they will give you 3 months, which is worse, which is actually worse in my opinion. In my opinion, at least we got the 2 week. We got the 2 week nightmare only. So, I will still get slapped. Yeah, I'm currently in the third day of our OJT, and let's be honest, it was a nightmare to say the least. After all of before after all of the requirements, the resume, the resume, the application letter, the parents' consent, the the medical, and then the barangay clearance. Yes, I do live in, Philippines. Yeah. Dang. Revealed my location. Lol. Anyways, after we got all of that, we got, I filled up all of the stuff, all of the requirements so I can get into OJT. So now our ass is being sent there, and of course it's the first day. Of course my heart is literally racing. It was pretty uneventful when I rode on our rented Jeep, on our rented Jeep, into going into multiple locations, because it's the first day. So of course all of my classmates in that are that will experience the OJT, as my explanation, it will send into our specific fields. But because since I'm on ICT, we're sent into something related into our stuff, which is basically doing doing computer work on an office. Unfortunately, I ain't gonna say the location that we were sent into, because first of all, it's gonna be doxing at this point if I say that, and second, I'm already on my job. I'm already on the job. I'm already on the job training, which is third day, and if I say that, and they watch this video, they will probably kick me out, because I'm gonna say something. Why I call it a nightmare. So, anyways, when we get into our location, my heart started racing because I don't know what to do. We arrive in there, everything is silent because everyone is on their why so serious mode. Quote unquote, why so serious mode. So we got into the this office thing that the assessor, quote unquote assessor, because I don't know what to call him. I'm so sorry about that. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, because I don't really know how to call. I don't really know how to call him or her. I don't know. The problem is he 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 is a part of the LGBT community, so I don't really know what to call him. Should I call him she or he, or I was I'm so sorry about this, but I'm really having a bad time, because I got burnt out from the third day. Yeah, stay tuned about that. And I will tell you why. So we got into our place, we got assessed, we introduced ourselves, because that's pretty normal. We got why did we choose ICT? Why are we get sent into this place, and all of that stuff. And then after that, we got into some lunch break, which is, by the way, even it was clear. It was clear in that building. It was clear there that there was a sign that even you might get into even if you get into 12 p.m. there's no noon breaks. But come on, we're just OJT students, so of course we ain't gonna let ourselves starve to death. Just kidding. which is apparently I saw in that building. Maybe it might be different into some corporate buildings that got sent, and that my other mates got sent into. But in our cases, that's what's placed in there. It was placed that no noon breaks. But even though even though it was clearly placed there, my our assessor our assessors, it tells that he wouldn't, they wouldn't enforce it to us anyway, because we are just, OJT students, and we're not actually, employees on that place. So after that, they got into our respective fields. We got divided into our respective fields. Even though I'm technically into our group, yes, I am technically onto our group. It was divided into a couple of, of fields. The problem is I have asthma and I have an allergy on dust. So I'm really a sensitive person in that case. So they sent me into this into this field where the only thing that we do is just doing just doing paperwork stuff. And then at the first day, unfortunately, the person the person that got assigned to me, or the person that will assess me, is unfortunately busy on first day. So the problem is, yeah, I didn't work. I didn't did anything in there. I'm just staring. I'm just staring, into nothingness at that point, because there's not no there's no work. That's the thing. They didn't give me any work. So yeah, I'm basically just sad. And reconnection successful. Okay. Successfully connected. It was interrupted. I'm so sorry. So, anyways, at that point, yeah, I got into our home, and I kind of feel that maybe it wasn't so nightmare after all in the first day, because yeah, I basically did nothing, because they didn't give me any job. So I basically just sit there doing nothing. And the CCTV, yes, that room has CCTVs, like like a lot of them. At that point, they were staring on all sides. So someone looking into that CCTV, and they will see me looking into apparently nothing. So we got home, and then I got into the night, and having this feeling that it might be kind of fun after all. Why would I experience that nightmarish? And if I say to you that there was rules on that place, the problem is that place has rules in there. You can't use phones. That is strictly prohibited. You can try your best to do some hiding, to hide your phone. But as I said before, that place is literally filled up to the brim with security cameras. So as I said before, it was filled to the brim with security cameras. And even if you did, they were the employees. Those employees are, unfortunately, snitchers. I'm so sorry. I don't know what to call them at this point, because I I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm really sorry about this, but yeah. Even if you tried your best to hide that you're using your phone, you would still be you will the employees will still saw you. And if they saw you, yep, they will report it to the management that you're touching your phone. So you better not to touch your phone, which is what I did the opposite in the first day and the second day. Yeah, I was really I was really breaking the law. I'm so sorry, but I'm the type of guy that when there's nothing to do, I basically trying to use my phone, and at that case, that the phone is strictly prohibited. So of course, there's nothing to do. There's nothing to do at that point. So yeah, that is that is only the one part of according to many rules. There's also the no listening to music rule. Don't use your dingus headphones because if the employees or the security cameras saw you and one of the assessors called you for doing work and you heard nothing, that's right, they will report you immediately. Just straight through. No double thinking in here. Just straight through. They will report you, which is what happened to me in the second day. Yeah, I got reported. I was really breaking the laws here. I'm so sorry, but I'm trying to be as honest as possible here because I don't like lying. I don't like lying into my experience. I'm just trying to explain everything that what I actually did, and and as well that those are among the many rules in there that I find pretty pretty uh, I unhandleable. Intolerable, in that stuff because when I do work, in order to in order for me to to get motivated by work, to get motivated on the work that I'm doing, I started listening to music that will calm my brain so I don't think I don't think the surroundings around me. But the thing is, as I said before, it was illegal. In there, it was prohibited. No headphones right there. Which is I totally disregarded that rule in the first and second day. Yeah, I literally broke those because even though I was receiving work here and there, especially in the second day, because as I said to you, the first day was literally nothing. I was literally having my first break in there. I was literally having a break in the first day. So yeah, and then the problem is I was listening into music and then eventually, boom, the one of the employees saw me and then they reported me. So yeah, I broke the rule because I found myself being bored with because of that stuff. I know I know that I'm gonna get some backlash into this. Why you're doing that in the first place? You dingus, why you're doing that in the first place? You should follow the rules. I know. Even though, let me say that, yeah, there is rules in there. You know, the instinctual philosophy of a human person when they think about rules is that they will find ways to break it. They will find a way to break the rules because that is the instinct of the human person. So yeah, we do make mistakes and I'm so sorry about that. I know it was a fault in my end, but there's nothing I could do. I just find myself pretty bored up into. And as I said before, it was it was filled to the brim with security cameras. So yeah, I'm having that thought that yeah, I'm being watched. This feels like communist dystopian countries be like when I experienced China, but you're here, yeah, you're gonna experience that with that security cameras. That security cameras wasn't wasn't alone. He has pals. He has pals at this point, including the employees. So yeah. So the second day, as I said before, I break the rules unfortunately. Because I find myself, pretty bored up into. They haven't give me, they did give me some work to do into, but either small, either small at this point. They only give me job rarely. So yeah, after I done that job, there's nothing to follow, and then boom, my instinct, yeah, go ahead, touch your phone, and that's what I did. And then boom, the employees saw me, they reported me, and boom, I am in trouble. So yeah, that is the second day. I did, I did some of the work that was given to me, but as I said before, the jobs are rarely being given to me. So yeah, I got into some trouble shenanigans here and there. It was apparently a fault in my end because, as I said before, I'm really getting bored, and there was no, and if I already done that job here and that, and then there's no follow up, or the follow up is later, so of course I get bored and don't want to stare into nothingness again. And then the third day, which is this day, one of the assessors into our, into the one that assessed us into the field on our first day, told me told me that she he he or she called me into the pantry, which is an area of, doing, you know it's kind of like a kitchen, a small kitchen at that point. you know I can't really explain it. So so he said to me that, come here, I will explain something to you. So I get in there because, I'm a pretty responsible person, pretty responsible idiot right there. I don't want to break rules again. So he told me that I should not do I should not touch my phones ever again, because they told me that I was in trouble. I was really in trouble at that point. As I said before, it was a mistake in my end. I'm so sorry. And then he also told me in the, I wasn't alone in the one that he called. He called also my classmates, that which is on the same field as mine. So he told us that when it's before leaving, instead of going out into, leaving, before, instead of, leaving very early, we should left after 5, or 5 before sharp. I mean 5 o'clock sharp, or we should just wait until one of the employees, or the boss, which is, by the way, the boss is in there, to say that you were now allowed to leave, because in the first and second day we are actually leaving very, very kind of early, something at, 4:57, and then the security cameras saw us, and then, we got reported. I'm so sorry about that. Anyways, the third day is pretty, pretty uneventful. I really expected that it's going to be the same, which is shit tons of paperwork. And then that's what I did. So I did that, and then there's a lot of jobs. Unlike the second day that you know, unlike the second day that it was intermittent at, giving me job queries. The third day actually gave me quite a lot of job, to be honest. Third, two in the morning, and then one in the afternoon. One in the afternoon, or more so like it, because it's actually not my job. I just help the that afternoon job is actually is actually one, for the sila yung kasi uh, siya yung marami kasi we have a lot of mates in there, and of course there's actually four girls in there. The one the girl on the yung yung basta yung isa sa mga babae na hindi ko alam yung pangalan. Meron kasi pinaano sa kanya na paperwork. Meron kasi pinaano sa kanya na paperwork, so of course she told me that I should help her, so because there's a lot of paperwork to do, so that's what I did. So anyways, back into the morning. So the two jobs is legit being done by me. One of the employees got into in one of the employees given me a job, and then I did that. I did that once he gave me, because I like doing work, because you already know what happens there if you don't have a work. When there's no job query on that, you will get instantly bored. And that's what happened to me at this case. It happened into somewhere afternoon, after our lunch. We got into we got back into 1 p.m. We got at 1 p.m. into our field, okay, at the office, to do to do our job queries. And then I helped that girl. I'm the one who's doing the punching the punching of the papers with the puncher. And then the girl was doing was just doing the paperwork. She Of course I helped her. Because that is my instinct, because if I did nothing, yeah, I would just stare into nothingness again. But this time I am committed into myself that I'm not gonna break the same rules again. I did not break the rule this time. I did follow what the assessor said to me that I shouldn't do. So yeah. Even though I'm doing the work, actually I actually siya. It is true. Totoo na totoo na ginagawa ko, ako yung nagpa-punch, pero rarely lang yon. So there's still the I still had to spend some amount of time to wait for the ones that I'm going to punch into the folder, while she's doing the paperwork. And of course, it's I think it was almost 7 of them. 7 of them are only the ones that have to punched. But the 7 is not immediately in there. Kumbaga by yung yung pito na kailangan kong i-punch is actually separate, by the way. Separate sila sa ang hirap kasi i-explain eh. kumukuha lang kasi siya into alphabetical order. At saka mostly kasi ng mga nakukuha niya mga already stamped na. So madalang lang yun nasa stamp ko. So syempre alam mo na mangyayari sa akin, I got bored. That's what happened. Na-bored ako, pero this time I didn't touch my phone. I didn't listen to any music. I'm back at staring nothingness. I'm just waiting on that point that she might give me, the folder and the papers inside that, that are unpunched, that I need to punch using the puncher. So I'm spending ridiculous amounts of time doing nothing, and then because I can't touch my phone. Here it goes. I started hallucinating. That's the problem. Also, I know that is a problem. Obvious. That is obvious. That's gonna be a problem for me. The problem why I got into that point is many factors at that point why I get into the hallucination. It's legit. I'm starting hallucinating. I'm started hallucinating because there's no job even though I'm doing my job. It's even though yun nga, ako nga yung taga-punch, sabi ko nga kanina, minsan lang kung makahanap ako, minsan lang kung merong maibigay sa akin na kailangan kong i-punch. So syempre ito na, nag-hallucinate na ako. Maraming factors. First of all, malamig yung room na yun. There's two air cons in there. They weren't just your standard air cons in your living room. They are the hallway type air cons, and there's two of them, and they were on the entire time. Yeah, the entire time before starting in the morning until the end of the shift. They were on. So of course, napakalamig, grabe. Sobrang lamig. As in nanginginig na ako for real. Yung kamay ko, yung yung parang yung feeling niya, yung nabasa ng malamig na tubig, yung parang ganun, yung malamig na, yung temperature ko parang questionable na kasi nga, malamig. Tapos, second, there's no motivation. That is the absolute killer. That is the absolute killer on any jobs in existence. When you got no motivation, you ain't getting stimulated for doing your job, which is then you're starting to question your life choices. Why am I doing this in the first place? Even though you're physically and you're emotionally in there, when you're psychologically not in there, that's gonna be a problem. That is the number one job killer, and that's what happened during that time that I was waiting for the unpunched folders in the papers. So yun nga. Walang motivation kasi first of all, that is literally OJT. They ain't gonna give you any profit in there. Parang parang free labor. Parang na-experience ko yung what is free labor be like, pero in a modern world at that point. And then walang motivation kasi nga first of all, yun nga, walang hindi ka nasasweldo. Second, wala yung mga one of those motivation, walls plastered with motivations. Look at one of those Indian scam call centers in there. At least them have those motivation speeches in there. So that means you just have to look into there, and then you got stimulated in doing in your job. That the field that we got into, the office, was literally nothing. There was nothing written in the wall other than the billboard, of the members, the you know, the members, the you know, the schedule, you know, all of that stuff. All of that stuff. There's no motivation. There's no motivation thing in there. So of course, I ain't getting motivated or you know stimulated in some way to get motivated. And then third, the effect itself. The fact that I'm doing it rarely. I'm doing you know, I'm doing the punching rarely, so that means I'm literally having more time to stare into nothing than actually doing, you know, the punching, the the punching, the you know, the punching job to that. And then yeah, now that happened. Nagano na ako, nag-start na ako nag-hallucinate, nag-ano na ako. Nakakita na ano, hindi naman yung hallucination na nakakakita na ako ng mga person, ng mga ganon, ganyan. Hindi, yung ano, yung hallucination na ano, nagka-hallucinate na ako, gusto ko ng ano, yung gusto ko ng umuwi, yung ganon, yung ano, na-miss ko na yung school. Kasi even though many people say that school is a prison, our place in there is actually it feels like solidary. It feels like solidary confinement with the no, with just the employees around with the why so serious mode turned on. So syempre, yun nga, nagsa-start na ako mag-hallucinate. Gusto ko nang umuwi. Tapos ano, yung ano nga, yung na-miss ko na yung school, yung ano, ang tagal pa ba ng oras, yung nag-ano na ako, nagdi-disorient na ako, hindi ko na ano, parang ano, parang feeling ko na ano, na ano na ako. Parang I feel I'm going insane. Yung parang ano ba, yung literally insane. Yung parang ano na. Hindi naman yung insane as in yung ano na, yung napaliw na yung like, yung nagta-trash na gano'n. Hindi, it was all inside of me. Pero ano, of course I don't have the ano, I don't have the thought of doing malice, doing crime in there, because I don't want to do that, because because that is bad, bro. Why would I do a crime? Why would I do a crime in there? So of course, eventually that hallucination disappeared once they turned off the aircon. Once they turned off the aircon, and then the room temperature started going back to the somewhere in the 20, something in the 20s degrees Celsius, stuff like that. So doon na nag-stop yung hallucination ko. So bumalik na ako sa hindi naging sane person na ako, hindi na ako naging insane person. Hindi na ako naging insane person. Talaga. Maraming ang factors na nag-push sa akin into the brink of collapse. Into the brink of insanity. Actually nasa na ako, malapit na ako sa breaking point at that point. Buti na lang talaga pinatay nila yung aircon. Nawala yung hallucination ko. Tapos bumalik na ako sa pagiging sane person ko. So yun nga, sakto magta-time na din noon. So so tiniis ko na lang, even though it's still in my even though in my mind that it was pretty it was pretty feeling suffering, in my opinion. So yun nga, dumating na yung time, sinunod ko na yung utos this time. So of course, nung saktong 5 PM na umalis na kami. Pumunta na kami, pabalik. Ah, pabalik dito sa bahay, tapos yun nga. Yun ang experience ko from the first day to the third day, which is actually nasa third day na pala ako. Kakasabi ko lang kanina. So, yeah, that is my experience. And yeah. So, I guess I guess I will give you more updates into my, into my experience into OJT soon enough. This is the third day, so yeah. I'm s- we have 10 days. We have we have 7 days left. We have 7 days left, so yeah, I still had to suffer into 7 days. So I hope I won't experience that hallucination this time, and I hope so. So, anyways, thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. I will do updates later. Bye bye, mates.